Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome to the second extra video for Shantae Half Genie Hero, where we will now be going through the art gallery, visiting each of these doors and looking at all of the game's concept art and fan art. Thanks to you, the art gallery is Red 2 Goes. Did I do it right? Well, the important thing is that you tried. See you round like a donut. Well, now you're just making me hungry. But anyway, in we go, and we're going to start looking at the concept art. So these first four pictures are literally just the various end screens that you can get during the Shantae playthrough. There's a slot here for the 100% ending, the speedrun ending, the speedrun 100% ending, but on this file I only did the first one, so I don't have the other ones to show you, but we've already seen them in the Shantae playthrough, so we should be alright there. And then we have some Risky Boots concept art as well as Shantae. We've actually seen these portraits during the main playthrough, except for that upper right one was tweaked a little bit. We don't actually get the beady eyes in the final game. So that's all well and interesting. And this area kind of looks like the stadium, but actually I don't think this area got used in the final game. It kind of looks like the Genie realm, possibly, or an early concept of it. And here, they're still working out the design here, I suppose. It's starting to get closer to the official design of the game. But yeah, I think it's very interesting watching the development process play out like it does. And now we're going to start seeing some of the levels, like this one of Hypno Baron's castle. And then various other locations throughout the game. Some of these are going to have text included, so my apologies if the screen is too small to read. I can only display this as big as 720p. I am running this on the Wii U, after all. Some of these levels look pretty platformy, more so than some of the final levels actually wound up being. Probably because the original design was that of a traditional Shantae game. And then, yeah, we have a full shot of Scuttletown. Very interesting. Rough 18 is what that one's called. And some shots of the Mermaid Factory. Apparently the water was going to be green at one point. That last shot looked a lot more colorful, but here it feels more factory-esque, and I rather like that one. Alright, into door number 3. We start seeing some of the airship designs for the Techno Barons area in Cape Crustacean. It's nice to see that all of this was very well thought out, and apparently there was going to be a jet ski somewhere in this game, but I don't really remember seeing that, and here's some of the airships used during the Magic Carpet race. But yeah, you can see there was definitely supposed to be a Techno Baron-esque jet ski somewhere. Maybe it was going to be used in that water section inside the second or the third stage of the Cape Crustacean level. Either way, pretty interesting to see it here. They thought out everything, even how the warp altar was going to look. Like, some of it has some moss on it, and other ones have it in other places. Some of them are more cracked. Yeah, there was a lot of planning that went into this, and look at all the detail in that engine that, as soon as you see it, you destroy it within 5 seconds. Even a lot of thought went into how the animation for the altar would look. Okay, door number 4. And here we've got some more pictures of Shantae. Looking a little closer to the official look for Half Genie Hero, so that's very nice. Yeah, I think they had about gotten her look down at this point, and you can even see her doing some of the dances that you see in the other games, like the Game Boy Color and the DS game. So that's pretty interesting. It was always kind of curious as to why Shantae only has one type of dance for all of the animal transformations. I even see a shot there of her drinking a potion, similar to how she did in the first 3 games as well. A little surprising to not see it in this game. But yeah, lots of interesting poses here. I like how she's cuddling herself with her own hair in that upper left picture. And then we've also got concepts for Risky Boots, who, of course, was going to have many of the same moves that Shantae does. It also looks like she was going to be using the cannon in a way differently to how she does in the game, actually. As well as her own potion drinking animation, where she holds it up to the left and then drinks it. Okay, now it looks like we're getting into some enemy concepts here. And yeah, that archer that you see there, that was one of the things that Kickstarters got to vote on, as well as Roddy Tops' outfit at the bottom. They could decide which design that they liked best, and then the winner made it into the final game. Nice to see that every design, at least in some way, made it into the final game. Okay, now for some more level concepts. As well as what It's nice that they include Shantae in some of these shots to give a sense of perspective of how big the area is in comparison. And some of the lighting here is really good as well. I guess at one point Shantae was meant to come down here in her regular outfit before they decided to change it into the jammies look. And yeah, they were already planning the wind effects and how it wouldn't affect Shantae if she's behind a block here. Real interesting to see how that would play out. That's how they decided on the planning, I guess. This one's kind of interesting. You've got all this above-land platforming stuff, but also an underwater section directly below it. Alternate paths. And apparently there were going to be parts of the rail that would break off as you go sliding down them. Perhaps it was going to be more like the minecart levels, in that you had to quickly react as you approach certain parts of the rail, and jump accordingly. That would have certainly made things a lot more interesting, I think. This looks like some more early concept art. It doesn't seem to quite have the look of the final game, but it looks pretty close. And then, of course, Slime Gal, because of course. Some more enemy concepts, like the Tinkerbats with their little helicopter packs. Slightly tweaked proportions, smaller head and longer legs. I guess that's how she changed in this game? I didn't really notice a lot of changes to Sky's design in this game. I always felt like she looked more or less the same. But yeah, throughout the development process, a lot of this concept art was being shown to backers during the development phases of the game. We were receiving emails via updates. Again, sorry for the small text here, I can't really zoom in or anything. But that's more or less what it's pretty much explaining the process of how the girls are going to become mermaids in the Mermaid Falls level. And then, of course, here's that Batgirl that we always have so much trouble fighting. Actually, she was pretty easy to handle in this game. It's the other games that she can be a bit troublesome in. Alright, one more door for concept art, and then we're going to move on to fan art. Here's our Tinker Slug concept art. Yeah, starting to get into the bosses now. And it's nice that they have another Tinkerbat there for size comparison. He was kind of big. And then the giant mermaid boss at Mermaid Falls. That one must have taken a while to plan out, I guess, as well as Wilbur here. And then, of course, another size comparison. Shantae is super small compared to the giant worm that's right behind her. But, of course, they also had to plan out Wilbur for going through that one vertical section inside the tower. So, yeah, another boss that had a lot of thought put into it. More mermaid. I do wonder what all these colors are about, though, because we only really got the one in the upper left in the final version. Were these all the color combinations they were considering for the development? I suppose that might be the case. Either way, there seems to be a lot of concept art revolving around her. A lot of concept art revolving around her. You'd think this was their favorite boss or something. And then we have Hypno Baron. This one looks a lot simpler compared to some of the other drawings that we saw in here. Was that bottom middle one almost, like, erased? Kind of looks like it. Like how you write with a pencil a little too hard and then you try and erase it, but you still see a little bit of it on the paper. That's what that seems like. Anyway, on we go to the fan art. This is all the artwork that was included in the game by backers who pledged to have their artwork shown in the game. This is where it wound up going. I rather like the style of this picture. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of neat fan art here in various different styles. I rather like the soft coloring in this one. And this one, unfortunately, looks like it's been cut off at the top, but there's, again, not really anything I can do about that. Still, I do like some of these facial expressions here, especially that ooh one between it in the middle there. And this one's just cute. Here we have 3 eras of Shantae. Game Boy Color, DS, and Pirate's Curse. Very nice. And that's one thing to keep in mind here, is that when all this artwork was made, Half Genie Hero wasn't out yet, so all we had to go on for that game was the concepts that were introduced. And what we saw in the first 3 games leading up to this one. So a lot of the fan art is going to be based on stuff that is from the first 3 games. Oh, I guess this takes place after the bad ending, where Shantae is given the 8-bit handheld video game system. And then her roots are started all over again. And yeah, I think we did know about the blue Shantae outfit prior to this game coming out, so that would explain why we got that. And I believe this is how Shantae originally looked in the original game, or at least the original concept of it. But is her hand on fire? It's like engulfed in flame. That's kind of crazy. And here we have Twitch and Vinegar. Probably on the way to be bathed in saliva. Shantae and the Magic Carpet Races, I suppose? I kind of like the hair in this one. And here we have the Pirate Master from Pirate's Curse. It's pretty neat. Risky Boots is triumphant, somehow. She found treasure. Where did she find it? Looks like some sort of rocky castle or cave or something. And here's the Tinker Boat that Shantae fought in Risky's Revenge. That boss was pretty easy. Even if it is a little big. Also, this one's crazy. Shantae is straight up brutal in this. She's strangling a Tinkerbat with her hair while punching another one's eye out. That's crazy. It's well drawn, but dang. See some Tinkerbats in the background. This is probably based on Pirate's Curse. And again, I really like that one. And here's Shantae and Risky scuffling over the dribble stone from the Game Boy Color game. But something's watching! Well, it looks like Mayor Scuttlebutt's been kidnapped, and Shantae has to fight all the bad guys to get him back. This is an interesting concept, and maybe it will make it into a game in the future. Who knows? It's okay, girls. Nobody ever wins that dancing minigame in the Game Boy Color game. They must be playing Rank A. That's the only explanation for this. I'm not sure who this is, but it will be fitting for October. But yeah, real cute. And I guess this is another one that was possibly based on the blue outfit, except it also gives her blue hair, so... well, that's a thing. Yeah, the fan art doors go on a little longer, so we'll be at this one for a little bit. It's all the good guys against all the bad guys, and all the bad guys amounts to Risky and a bunch of Tinkerbats. This seems like a fair fight. I think that Skull is kind of confused as well. A Tinkerbat with a fish. His master will be very pleased to know that he has that fish and will be able to make dinner. Risky looks kind of weird in this one, but everyone else, I rather like this one. Very nice. And here's Shantae with all of her various transformations. Or at least most of them, anyway. These are the ones that we knew about before Half Genie Hero, so we're not going to see Crab or Mouse or any of those here. Aw, it was nice of Risky Boots to give that one Tinkerbat a Band-Aid when he got a Bobo. See, Risky's not all that bad. Yeah, looks like a Genie fountain. Possibly from the first or second game, well, first or second Shantae game. And then, of course, everybody loves that part in Pirate's Curse where all the girls were made to look like Star Wars princesses. Oh, no, nobody's gonna forget that part. Clash of the Shantaes! Mecha Shantae versus Lion Mermaid Shantae? What is that? I don't know, but it looks neat. So does this one, actually. I rather like the line art on it. I'm guessing this is supposed to be some kind of landscape from somewhere in the game. I'm not really sure what this is or where it's supposed to be, but... finger paint. It's interesting. Chibi look. Pretty cute. This one feels like it has, like, a magical aura to it. Like, she's got, like, this magic stuff going, like, all over her. That's what the light blue is, it feels like. Oh, you know what this is? This is probably the, hot spring that she goes to, heal herself up in. That's a pretty neat way to put it. And this one's pretty funny. While having her hair braided, Risky's in the window trying to cut it. Yeah, you would probably like that, wouldn't you? Except you're probably gonna need to cut a lot more than that if you expect to, stop Shantae. Plus, she has all that magic up her sleeve, so she doesn't even need her hair to beat you. A friendly reminder that Shantae is a belly dancer. All this really adds is a mask, but this really captures the look a lot more, I think. I have no words for this. I guess Shantae's pressed her face against the camera. So, yeah, she's just acting real silly. Yeah, that's a thing. Shantae's really kicking in the 90s. Also, I like the half G shirt that she has there. I like that one. Well, good Roddy Tops artwork here as well. Though it kind of looks like her shirt got cut off at one point here. Like it was meant to go on, but then it just sort of stops. You know, Shantae, at some point you really need to think about having that bridge fixed so that you don't have to keep jumping over the gaps in order to make it to town from your lighthouse. Just a thought. And here we have the original look for Risky Boots with the red and black. I rather like the purple look that she has today, but this one's not bad either. It worked for the Game Boy Color. Not sure who this is. Doesn't look like... I don't really recognize the look. But, it's a good drawing nonetheless. Okay, and here we have Shantae wielding the triple pike ball and fighting against the Tinkerboat again. And, Risky looks rather upset, so you might want to watch out. Very action-y, rather like that one. And the Tinkerbats are messing around with Risky's hat, and Risky is none too happy about it. They might want to think about getting their act together because they're approaching the lighthouse, as you can see. Guys, get on deck and get ready. Ready to go. This one's a very cute look. I rather like this one as well. But how is Shantae there with 2 of her transformations? Like, how is this picture possible? Who are those 2? They're not Shantae, clearly. I'm so confused. Alright, on to the last door. The last stretch of fan art. Again, who are these characters? Well, it's an interesting... Is the kid a ninja? That's okay. Holy hair! Seriously, it's going all over the place. Bolo and Ronnie Tops are tangled in it looks like. But, it's an interesting picture. I'll give it that. This one looks shiny, very actiony. Risky means business here. I like how she looks in this one. Ah, a 3D render of Shantae. And that's something I really want to see one day, is a proper, like, 3D look for Shantae. And this, I feel like, is a good direction to go in. With a little bit of refinement, I think her model could look really good for this. The Tinker Mats look a little flat, but everything else here looks really nice, I think. I especially like the way the Tinker Boat came out. An interesting look for Shantae, wielding all of her various magic abilities. More cute Shantae pictures. Gets tangled up in her own hair, which somehow got long enough for her to be able to do that in the first place. I always thought that her hair was as long as her body, so that's weird. But funny. And yeah, reminiscing on that time when Shantae and Risky were forced to team up and stop the Pirate Master. Ooh, shiny sword. Ninja Shantae, before Ninja Shantae. It's kind of funny how closely resembling the actual Ninja Shantae outfit wound up being to this. That's kind of cool. Who is this? Your guess is as good as mine. And here's Shantae doing some hero training with Bolo. Perhaps this is the kind of training she had to do when she lost her Genie magic at the end of Risky's Revenge? Possibly. Also, I like that Bolo trains with like a stick and a ball instead of his base. But I wonder if it's the same weight. This picture makes me feel like Shantae is trying to sell me an iPod. I like the white hair look there, though. And here's all of our playable characters being awesome. Everyone's pretty much got their signature moves here except for Bolo. He never actually had a kicking ability, but this is a pretty neat shot, though. I do like it. Schoolgirl Shantae, because of course. I also like that she has a little monkey form keychain. Another very nice picture. Ah, nice to see some pixel work in here. And some very nice pixel work at that. I wouldn't mind seeing Shantae go back to a more pixelated look. The 3 girls are taking a selfie. And I'm surprised Sky is letting Roddy Top so close to Wrench. I forget what kind of enemy that is, but there's a lot of minor enemies that I guess kind of look similar to that. But it's a pretty neat picture nonetheless.
We will build a boat, and it will look just like this, except with an angry face on it.
This is a neat picture too. Shantae by Roy, age 24. Remember, you don't have to color between the lines. Oh, yep, here's Harvey form. And mermaid form. This one looks kind of scary, not gonna lie. The fangs are probably saying volumes about that. And then we have our final tussle between Shantae and Risky, and basically everyone's involved. I don't see a character that's missing here. Even Nega Shantae is there somehow. Maybe this is after Shantae had her magic removed? I'm not sure. But, yeah. Very nice shot, and I also just noticed that Rowdy Tops is just spectating from inside Shantae's house. What are you doing in there? Get out here and help! So, yeah, there you go. That's all the concept art, that's all the fan art, and that's pretty much everything I have to show for the Shantae Half Genie Hero playthrough. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little extra video and this series, and I shall see you next time.